What's up everyone, welcome to Passive Passion Online Income. This is Kasim. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you do not miss my videos. Alright, as the thumbnail clearly explains, today's video is basically going to be all about the ghostwriting companies which you guys should be staying away from, and also the ghostwriting companies that you can rely on, because these are the ghostwriting companies which me, my students and my clients have been using for many years. And I'll be explaining the reasons why you need to be staying away from these certain ghostwriting companies and the reasons why you need to be sticking with our preferred ghostwriting companies. All right, so now before I give you the facts and the valid reasons of these respective ghostwriting companies, I wanted to share a little incident with you. So it so happened that I think a few weeks ago, one of the student of mine got in touch with me and told me that she had a very bad experience with a certain ghostwriting company. Now, do note that this ghostwriting company, when I heard about them, I actually told her that, be very careful if you want to be going ahead with that ghostwriting company, mainly because they are very new in the business, and also for the reason that I just heard some rumors that they were using some foreign ghostwriters, to write the content, to write the books, get it produced, and they were not using native English speakers. Apart from that, I also heard that most of the content was plagiarized. All right, so I got this feedback. Now, obviously, I've been working with a lot of other ghostwriting companies over the years, and I got this feedback from a person who knew the owner, of the company. So, he was able to basically spill the beans and reveal everything on, what this person's strategy is when it comes to hiring ghostwriters, and how they've been relying and recruiting or hiring ghostwriters mainly from countries like Philippines and other developing countries. Now, I'm not saying that writers from these countries are bad, all right, but if you are investing in a good book, you want to make sure that it meets all your requirements to the T, and you also shouldn't be encountering any kind of problems or issues with Amazon where your book is going to be rejected or denied, right? So, long story short, this person goes ahead, she orders the books with these companies in spite of my warnings, all right, because she wanted to save some few bucks here and there. I think they offer a 30,000 word book for $600 or $650 or so. So, whereas in other writing companies, it's about $800, $900, and so on. So, I wanted to save a little bit of money here and there, so goes ahead, orders about 6 or 8 books with this writing company called I Publish Ghostwriters. I'll be showing you their site. Went ahead, she got the books, published it. Now, obviously, the books did look good. She did receive enough relevant pictures, and the book was designed and prepared as per, or written as per her requirements. Right, the book was published. After I think about a month or a month and a half, she gets an email from ACX saying that her ACX account is going to be terminated, mainly because the books that were published have infringed copyrights. All right, so due to infringement of copyrights, the books are going to be removed from the account, and accordingly, the account will also be terminated. All right, now this was obviously shocking. Now, a good thing was that the KDP account was still functional and is still functioning. So we were all shocked on how this could have happened. So obviously, now this is the responsibility of the writing company to make sure that they are giving us a book without any issues with copyrights, plagiarism, and so on and so on. I told her that to get in touch with the company, ask them what really is the matter, what's going wrong, why has this happened, what sort of compensation they could offer. Because when I was publishing a lot of books, I remember there was a year when I was ordering like 10 to 12 books, in a month. And it so happened that one of my book got stuck with similar issue, but that was on KDP. And immediately I contacted the writing company at that point of time, and they were kind enough to give me full refund and also give me a new book that was written, based on keyword or topic of my choice. So that's how you can bring in and retain more customers in a business, not by trying to wash your hands and run away from the problem, which I'll be telling you more on. All right, so let me take you to the website and show you what it is. Okay, this is the website from where those books were ordered and which were plagiarized. All right, all those books were plagiarized, and after contacting the customer support, now the customer support also is pathetic, as what she has told me, because it seems There are times when she doesn't receive the response, and the response comes almost after 48 hours, or sometimes it comes after a span of 2 to 3 days. So these are kind of the problems, which really can be bothering and causing problem. So in order to avoid these kind of problems, it is very important that you vet the company and also take advice from experts. Now, obviously, here the case was, the person wanted to save some few bucks and was aware of the risks. But anyways, she has not got much to lose. But if it was a person who had to rely on this business solely, then it would have been a problem. Because the good thing with this person was she already had, I think, about 2 publishing accounts, which were already bringing her, and it still brings her a good source of income. I think she makes about 3 to 4 grand per month, and she also has a good job where she earns more than 12 to 15K dollars per month. So she can still continue investing and keep building this business on the side. But the point is, it's just baffling to see things like this happening, even during these days or during these times. So, long story short, she contacts the customer support, tells them about the issue. The customer support, all they do is send in an apology saying that we are sorry to hear about it, but this case could be happening because probably you didn't follow the rules and regulations on ACX, or you didn't do this or you didn't do that, which was so stupid. In spite of telling them what the problem is, they just kept on giving excuses, saying that probably you could have done this wrong. She's like, excuse me, it is a brand new ACX account. The only books that were published there were books that was written by your writing company. All the books have been taken down. And this is the email which ACX has sent. It was clearly mentioned in the email of ACX that if they want her account to be reinstated, she needs to be furnishing or submitting documents from this particular website, which is called copyright.gov. All right, it's a US-based website where you have to come and register your products, your digital goods, get a certificate which could validate and authenticate that your book is not copyrighted. All right, so this is where people normally come and get their products registered. Now, of course, this is not something with which all the writing companies would be doing, but yes, if you are being asked to do, it is better to get it done. All right, because she had actually rang up ACX and told them that I don't think so there's any problem with my book, because I had contacted a ghostwriting company who's done the work. So they have done their due diligence and got the product, which meets your requirements and standards. So obviously there should be something wrong. So the ACX person on the phone says, no, you have to get this document from this particular website if you want to reinstate your account. So that's how it is with them, and they can be very stubborn, they can be very tough. So there's no point of arguing with them, because we are at the mercy of these platforms like KDP and ACX. So you gotta follow and basically deliver what they want. So coming back to I Publish Ghostwriters, she comes back to them, she tells them that this is what ACX has told. Now the owner of the company, I think his name is Alex. So he had actually sent her a very nasty email saying that she needs to be doing this, she needs to be doing that, and if she has lost her account, it is mainly because of her own problem, and so on. In fact, even when she had asked him to provide her plagiarism reports, which they had done, as what he was claiming, he said that our books are plagiarism free, there's no issues from our end, and so on. She said, okay, fine, let's say you're saying that there are no issues with the books. If so, can you provide me plagiarism report? A day passes, 2 days passes, there's no reply for him. In the meantime, what she did is she contacted one of the writing companies. I mean, of course, she knew the owner. So they ran some plagiarism checks on the book, and the results were shocking. All right. Majority of the books came back with a plagiarism scan of 20 to 30%. Can you believe that? 20 to 30%. Just imagine. It's pathetic. So just imagine how many books they have been producing just by copy pasting content from here and there, and sending to customers. Now, if someone gets through it, the customer would be lucky. But if not, people will be getting their accounts terminated just like this, left and right. I had warned her very well. I told her not to take the chance or risk by going with them, but she didn't listen. So this is a company which I would never ever recommend anyone to go for, especially when it comes to ordering books, because even though they are the cheapest or probably one of the cheapest, you are actually doing things at things which can put you in peril or can put you in danger. So you don't want to put your publishing accounts in jeopardy, all right, by being a cheapskate and trying to cut corners and go with inexperienced ghostwriting companies like this, because that's what happens, when you invest with inexperienced ghostwriting companies like this. And on top of that, a pathetic customer service system, where instead of solving the problem, what she had actually asked them was, all right, fine. Let's say you guys can't create a new book, or you can't give me, let's say, a report, because it was very clear. She told them that all that is required is a document from this site, which is the US Copyright Office. And in spite of that, they couldn't provide it, because the owner was just making some stupid excuses, saying that, okay, just because you have sent me some plagiarism reports from some other writing companies, that doesn't mean I have to, because we have already done it, and this is what we found. Now this is what he was saying, but for sure he was lying, because we got the details, we got the evidence from other writing companies that the books were plagiarized. And when I'm saying they were plagiarized, it's like more than 30 to 35%, and that's crazy. That's a crazy percentage, which is unacceptable. And as per iPublish ghostwriters, as per their plagiarism checks, it came only to about 2 to 3%, which was a blatant lie. Long story short, guys, stay away from this company. All right, this is not a company where you should be, producing or giving them the honors of producing your books, because you'll be putting your account in jeopardy, because they are inexperienced. And not only that, they do not hire native English writers, because even if they did, I don't think so. I don't think so. All their writers are native English speakers, but they have been relying on foreign writers mainly to cut corners and maximize on the profits. I mean, you can't give cheap wages or cheap writing fees to ghostwriters that are based in US, because due to certain costs that goes in the respective country. But when you hire foreign writers from developing countries, it's easier to offer them something cheap, like let's say $200-300, get a 30,000 word book written. Yeah, exactly. That's how these companies have been making profits. I know it, because I know most of these company owners, except for this. And that's what some of them have said, this is how many of them tap in and try to maximize profits. But the companies which are charging you a higher price, like for example, let it be EWriter Solutions, let it be the Writing Summit, and that is mainly because they are investing in native English writers. And it's the same thing with hard ghostwriters as well. Hard ghostwriters. Okay, so again, this is a company which only invests and hires native English writers. I've actually met the owner personally and understood their hiring process. So, yep, they also do provide excellent service and excellent books. But the only thing is they are pricey. Okay, they are the most expensive if I was to do an analysis of all these writing companies. So yeah, they are expensive. So, but then if you're someone who's willing to invest, why not? You can invest in their writers also. And I mean, you can try it out. But the writing companies which we've been using over the years are the Writing Summit and EWriter Solutions, which provides us excellent content, and at the same time they've got an excellent customer support. So let's say there's any issues, there's any problems, they are always there to resolve the matter ASAP. So with iPublish ghostwriters, now you guys must be wondering what finally happened. So they were not able to solve the problem, and obviously my student, she actually got back to them saying that for sure I'm not going to be coming back to you with any more orders, and I'm definitely going to be informing my colleagues and my other publishers, my other publishing friends about what has happened. But yes, and even the way how they had responded to her, like especially she got an email from the owner saying that you need to be doing this, you need to be fighting with ACX, you need to be asking ACX to do this or do that. Instead of solving the problem himself, he could have provided a plagiarism report. All right, he didn't do that. Second, he could also offer her a partial refund, which she was requesting for, because she said that I had paid the audiobook narrators roughly about $900 to $1,200. So she was asking, why don't you pay me this money? So that she could feel that, okay, she has been compensated to an extent. But even then, he was using statements like, no, a refund is not appropriate. So a long story short, the experience and at the same time, the kind of, perception we actually got of this person was he is a very arrogant person and someone who cannot look after his customers, and neither knows the process of running a proper business, because obviously from what I've heard is he used to be a publisher, or God knows if he's still publishing, I have no clue. But see, just because you are a self-publishing entrepreneur, that doesn't mean you can start up any company and expect to have similar successful results with all those companies. It's a different ball game altogether, and it's the same thing with me. Just because I have been a successful offline entrepreneur, I may not be a successful online entrepreneur. I mean, although I am today, but it took me years, to build a solid foundation, to build solid companies, to invest in the right manpower, to invest in the right team. It's a process, guys. I don't know this guy personally, but I just hope he learns his lesson and doesn't, take customers for granted. And he should also stop patronizing his customers, because just by, speaking to them like a grandfather and telling them that, this is your fault, that is your fault. The person needs to have good listening skills, listen to the problem and solve the problem ASAP, rather than, trying to make the customer themselves a scapegoat. That was I Publish Ghostwriters, guys. Stay away, all right? But if you still want to go and invest in their cheap shit and invest in the cheap processes, it's going to be your call. All right, now let's talk about other writing companies. Okay, now we have the Urban Writers. All right, Urban Writers, we have ordered books in the past. If you would ask me about my response, I would say it's a mixed response. All right, good and bad. Good in the sense, I knew the owner of the company. I mean, he still is the owner of the company. Name is Marco Motino. Nice gentleman. All right. Whenever we had any issues, whenever we had any problems, he was always there to sort it out and offer solutions. However, the bad experiences we had with them was delays, long delays. And second issue that we encountered was the books that were sent to us. I think it happened with one of my students, if I recall. Yeah, this was a student from Saudi Arabia, who had actually ordered some computer programming books, and one of the books apparently turned out to be having issues with copyright. Yes. However, the situation was slightly different out there. He had issues on KDP, not on ACX. Books were selling on ACX. But the good thing with the owner of this company, Marco, was when my student contacted Marco and said that, this is the issue I'm experiencing. I mean, of course, Marco did advise him to reach out to KDP customer support and give them this claim, that claim, also provide the ghostwriters agreement. All that was provided. So in terms of customer support, they're excellent, they're superb. But the only problem is delays, and also this experience where we had received copyrighted content from them. However, I have to update you guys that they did resolve the problem. So ultimately, what was done was my student was given a refund. They had also returned a new book for my student and offered him. So yes, it was a good experience. But considering the risk that he was in, he never went ahead and placed any more new orders with Urban Writers, because obviously once you have a bad experience, you don't want that to be repeated. I mean, even if you were compensated in a way or so, you just don't want to risk your publishing accounts anymore. So that was the experience with the Urban Writers. All right, now I've also ordered books with them in the past, and yes, they do a good job when it comes to writing. I do have friends who work as ghostwriters too with the Urban Writing company, so I do know the process very well. Yes, they do also hire a lot of foreign writers, which has actually come to my knowledge lately. I wouldn't say that they only have foreign writers. They have a mix of foreign as well as native English writers. So that is Urban Writers. All right, so it's been good and bad experience with them, but if I was to give a rating out of 10, I would give them a rating of 5.5. all right, so rating for I Publish Ghostwriters, 0 out of 10. Now you must be wondering what the price is to get a 30,000 word book written out here. It is still on the expensive side. A 30k word book here would come about $900 or $950, or slightly even more than that, 1,000 plus. All right, if you want to try things out with them, you can go, but again, be prepared for delays. Also, do not be surprised if your book turns out to be copyrighted. All right, I mean, they will solve the problem. I mean, I'm not saying that they would run away and wash their hands like these buggers. These guys will definitely try to sort out the problem and solve it for you. But you don't want to be wasting your time and taking chances with them. You'd rather stick with companies that have a clean record. So let's move to EWriter Solutions. All right, EWriter Solutions have been great. Now I have been using EWriter Solutions services for almost 7 years now. Yep, 7 years. They've written lots of books for me. Hundreds and hundreds of books have been written by EWriter Solutions, and the service has been excellent. Yes, I do know the owner of the company, which is Brandon Conlon, and he and his team have been doing excellent work. Right, and no complaints from them. Haven't received any copyrighted book or any plagiarized book from them till date. Yes, till date, haven't received any of such books from this particular company. So now, before I give my rating, if you want to know what the price is, so a 30,000 word book here, after discount you can get it for $825, which includes pictures too. If you want the discount code and get started with them, send me a mail. All right, send me an email, and then I can give you the discount code. All right. Now talking about the rating. So out of 10, if I was to give a rating to EWriter Solutions, I would give them a rating of 8 out of 10. All right. Now, Pod Ghostwriters, I've already given you my opinion. I've already told you that they do produce good quality work. All right. But the only thing is, the prices are exorbitant. All right. And now, if you want to be taking chances and you want to be investing, then that is going to be your call. Again, you can try them out. All right. But as I said, a 30K word book here would be more than $1,000 plus dollars. All right. So in terms of rating, have tried their services once. All right. And yes, was happy with the book. But since I'm a guy who loves to produce a lot of books, like in a short span of time, so I would prefer to go with companies that provide ghostwriting services, that are reasonably priced. All right. Now, in terms of rating, I would actually give them a rating of 7 out of 10. All right. Quality, definitely, it's great, but price, it's exorbitant. So that's my take with hot ghostwriters. All right. Now let's talk about the Writing Summit. Writing Summit is currently one of our favorites. All right. Apart from EWriter Solutions, and they are excellent in what they do. Excellent service, excellent content, and also when it comes to delivery on time. There have been times when there has been a slight delay, but amazing team they've got who get your orders delivered on time, and who also give you the book that meets all your requirements. Right? I know the owner of the company, right? A good friend of mine, Keisha Armstrong, and she, along with her team, have been doing a fantastic job in running the operations of this company. So that was my take on all these ghostwriting companies, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video and have got a lot of value and knowledge after watching this. If you have any doubts, any questions, want to get in touch with me, want to know more about, or want to get more feedback, just shoot me an email, send me an email, or if you even want to connect with me over a call, no issues, just let me know. Alright guys, that was it from me. You guys take care. God bless.